Okay, so I'm Gabriel Nana, and this is my would-be essay on what it means to be human. And as you can see, my title is Be Human, and I have images pertaining to the question of what it means to be human and things that make up a human life. Alive, different, living, being special, anything that makes you different, I guess. Or complex. So, for my intro, I questioned exactly what it means to be. I asked the question, what exactly does it mean to be human? As it is a hard concept to understand, as we'll never have a clear definition, as because conflicting interests and reasoning. But I believe that being human is taking action, or trying to take an action while within reason, or it requires reason to think of the action. um, Gaining balance, experience, and making choices that will benefit you and the people affected the most. Even if you are given bad choices, you make the better of the two, or what you believe is the better of the two. Um, this thesis is tied in with Aristotle's virtue ethics and Jeremy Bentham's utilitarianism concept. Uh, Aristotle talks mostly about how we should do every action to the best of our ability, while Bentham talks about weighing consequences and choices and how to act based on those choices and consequences. While still, while I believe this is also being human, I also believe that being human means enjoying life to the fullest and having everything to look forward to every day. Like, if you wake up, you should have something to look forward to. If you no longer receive that enjoyment or happiness, then you start to perceive everything as mundane, then you're not truly living and you're better off. Well, you're basically dead. Um, for Aristotle, I found quotes that related to my thesis statement or related to what I also believe as being human. For my first quote was, "We have found then that the human function is activity of the soul in accord with reason or requiring reason." I believe that Aristotle believes that the function of the human is to live life, and that we should do so to the best of our ability with whatever action we're taking. Like, whatever we do, we should strive to be the best of it at it, but it shouldn't be only for that day. It should be for every day. We should be trying to be the best at it for the rest of our lives, and balancing it with other actions and functions of our life. Um, I also liked this last quote for, "If a living person had good or evil of which he is not aware, a dead person also, it seems, has good or evil if, for instance, he receives honors or dishonors, and his children and descendants in general do well or suffer misfortune." Um, it's he's trying. I believe he's trying to say that you should be careful with how you live your life, because if you have a family or friends, then they'll be affected with how you lived your life, even post life, even when you're dead, because your reputation still follows them. So you should be trying to be a good human, or you should strive to be like a human being and have something good to remember you by. With Bentham, the concept is different, but still similar to what I explain in my thesis statement. With his first quote, it's also the first sentence um, in his book, in his writings. It's, "Nature has placed mankind under the governance of two sovereign masters, pain and pleasure." He's saying that humanity will always act in a way that gives them pleasure and avoids pain, or makes the pain less when compared to the pleasure. Humans will strive to always achieve pleasure, and this is a known fact. And like the regular human will always strive to achieve pleasure, and well, I guess that is part of being a human. Like, you want to pursue these pleasures and feel them. Um, I also liked his second quote very much. The second quote that I chose was, "Is it possible for a man to move the earth? Yes, but he must first find out another earth to stand upon." Um, he's saying that if it is possible for one man find change in his life or to make a change for the rest of the world. But if he is going to change, he has to see what he's striving for. And you have to see what the end result will be. You have to know what the consequences for your actions are if you do choose to make that change or if you want to make those choices in your life. Um, on his last quote, the on one hand, the standard of right and wrong, on the other, the chain of causes and effects are fastened to their throne. They govern us in all we do. He's comparing it to the first quote. He's trying to say that we live our lives based on we live our lives based on right and wrong choices while weighing the consequences and how to act based on the weight of those consequences. Um, I guess he saying that making the right choice to based on what we think is the right choice and weighing those pros and cons are how we try to get ahead in life. And I believe that's true. Um, for my conclusion, I just ended on that we, being a human, is always up in the air, and that understanding what it means to be human is almost impossible. Well, there'll always be concepts, but we don't truly understand ourselves or others for that matter. So, no matter how hard we try, even philosophers, like, we're not going to truly understand each other because we don't understand how the mind works. The mind is still a mysterious thing, and that we've seen it throughout history how humans act, good and bad, and that, like, even if they do their theories, there will always be people that just want others to be beneath them. But then there's your neighbor or your friend that wants to help you. He wants to keep you up. So humanity is capable of great evil and being a monster, but humanity is also capable of great good. And I guess if you want to be a human, you should just live your life to the fullest and try not to get bored with your actions and always strive to have something to look forward to every day. And that's the end of my essay, of my would-be essay presentation. Thank you all for listening. This is my works cited list.